please. I was like, please, everything go through right. Oh gosh. We are under here where I am in Delaware. We are under extreme weather warnings,
Mm.
thunderstorms, lightnings, and a tornado warning. And so if
Oh,
something wacky happens, I'll just see if we can come back. Um, but usually where I am is okay. Because it's usually
okay.
lower Delaware where they get like the really, really, really bad weather. And right now, I don't even think it's raining up here, but it was raining earlier. So I just wanted to say that to you and to whoever's watching the replay. I don't know what
Oh,
this
wow.
is on my shirt. But so how are you today?
I am good. I am good. I had to be to work early today, which I never love. Because I had to host a meeting and we had this forum and it was fine and everything went well. And
Mhm.
but I was like, well, then I don't feel bad at all for dipping out a little bit early to come be on live.
Aw. Hey, Dawn.
Hello,
I, I'm
Dawn.
I'm going to do my intro, and then Janessa, if you want to talk about your channel after that, that'll be fine. So
Yeah,
hello and
thank
welcome. My
you.
name is Dion. I call this the crazy troll nation of YouTube. The crazy, just knowing it's okay to be your authentic self in a world where people will tell you who and how you should be. The troll part is not caring too much about the beauty community standards because you set the standard for yourself. Here we believe in self-acceptance and self-love. I completely skipped the troll part. Here we believe in self-acceptance and self-love, embracing your natural features, enhancing them if you want to, when you want to, but never feeling like you have to. What do I say after that?
Yeah, dude. You set the standard for yourself.
Love yourself for who you are and for how you look, regardless of if you're wearing face paint or not.
Yep.
And there's two things about me. I curse sometimes because I curse. And the other thing is there's an organism that lives in my throat that randomly hiccups, gurgles, and belches. And so that's the motto of the Crazy Troll Nation. Those are two tidbits about me. I am super excited for today's live stream with none other than Janessa
Hello.
J. Champagne. We are celebrating two things today. We're celebrating Juneteenth. I have a link in the description box if you want to look up the history of that. And we're also celebrating Pride Month. And so I'm super excited. You're using your Mac palette, right?
Yes, I got it
Yes,
right
we're both
here.
using we're both using our Pride palettes, well, our Mac palettes. This was their Pride palette for last year. I didn't see anything for this year, but I'm like, how can you top this? Like how? And also I was thinking, Janessa, that I remember saying I wanted to do like some sort of like just rainbow on my face or whatever. And so I pulled this out, y'all, that Janessa sent me is activated water paints. I have not used it yet. So after I do the eye look, we're going to use some of these colors to just do something simple on the face. And so that's what I'll be doing. So Janessa, what is your intro to her channel? Oh, real quick, I did tag Janessa below. You can click that to get to her page. I put her website below. You can click that to get to her website. And I don't know, I think I put my collabs playlist below too because we collab like a few times a year. So I'm gonna be quiet, let Janessa do her intro. Tell y'all about
Yeah.
herself.
Hello. So I am Janessa J. Champagne, and I am North Dakota's trash queen of glam, geek, and gore. And I'm very excited for this glam live stream where we're going to be doing. I'm going to be doing a rainbow pride eyes. So I'm going to be doing mismatched eyes, and I did a look like that with
No?
this palette. So I know that it works out really well. And what I want to do is I'm basically going to use yellow in the center, and we're going to go out to red on this side, and we're going to go out to purple on this side. So it's gonna be bridged by the yellow, and the red might even fade into a little bit of purple just to darken it. But we're going to have the rainbow kind of going across from left to right. Hello,
I'm trying to
Alexandria
bring this
and Sarah and
closer.
Grace.
I'm trying to bring it closer without touching it because oh my gosh, that was a wreck before. How you doing? Hi, Sarah. Hello, Grace. Hi, Alexandria. How are all of you doing today? So I was trying to listen to what colors you were using and where, because I'm like, do I want to try and do something like that as well? just
Yeah.
ordered snippets. Anyway, so it's
Yeah,
fine.
I really like this because with the yellow, having the yellow in the middle, and then since this side goes over to orange and then red and then purple, and then this side goes yellow to green to blue to purple, there are
Hmm.
really great blending shades because you've got this kind of springy green yellow that you can use to
Mm,
blend into the green, or you've got this kind of macaroni and cheese orangey yellow to kind of blend in on the orange red side. I like it. This palette
that's
is a beast.
it is. I still remember when
Okay,
I
I'm
did
kind of
this.
resting it on my shoulder.
I remember when I think it was the swatch party or something, and I had it resting on like my skin over here. I was holding it like this, and this whole area broke out. And
Yeah.
I don't know if it was Nina or somebody else. They were like, "Please put like some hydrocortisone cream or something on it." So with that material, it like broke out my skin. It was horrible and it was very itchy. And right after that live, I did put the cream on. This is the brightening eye cream from City Beauty. I did put the hydrocortisone cream on, and so it did clear up within a couple hours. But I didn't expect that to happen. And I do know I have sensitive skin, but I'm just like, it's just a puffer jacket palette. Like,
Yeah. Couldn't take it. It's so big.
yeah. So for me, I admit that I get very confused when for the acronyms because they continue to grow. And so I admit to being confused a lot. So what I did was um, the colors I wrote out are from 1979 when they adopted the common LBGT plus pride flag. And so those colors were red, orange, yellow, green, blue, and violet. There are now, I believe, like over 20. Correct me, Janessa. I do believe there's over 20 pride flags.
Oh,
And
oh, yes, over 40. There's a lot.
yeah, and so if you
It's
want to look
ridiculous.
up like pride flags, it'll show you the flag, it'll tell you what the colors are, and it'll tell you what it stands for, like what all of the letters stand for. But I admit that I got lost after LBGTQIA plus. After that is where I get confused.
Well, I think that's
um
a lot of, yeah, that's kind of, I think, what a lot of people use. At the bare
mhm.
minimum, I think people say like LGBTQ plus is kind of
Yeah,
the smallest
yeah.
version that they use. But yeah, after that, there's so many different identities and so many different flags, and it's hard to keep track of, even for me being in the community every time I turn around.
Mhm.
And I love it. I love that there's people finding their identities and they feel seen and heard.
Yeah.
Except the last time I was looking at pride flags, there is a pride flag for twinks, and twinks can fuck right off. I don't think they need their own pride flag. You don't get a flag for being skinny, sweetheart. That is
Oh, I
not
was gonna
an
say what Twinks
achievement.
was. So Twinks is just being
Twinks
skinny.
are the little skinny young gay men, and so they have the least suffering to go through. So I
Mhm.
just when I saw that, I was like, I'm trying to be patient. I'm trying to
Yeah.
be supportive.
These are all the brushes I used yesterday that I washed, and so I have these laid out, and I'm gonna put some away 'cause I don't know what I'm using yet. But I used to think, um, like LBGTQ plus. I used to think plus is whatever else, and so at for a while I was like, why do they keep adding more and more letters? Like, what does this mean? But then I realized and I understood that everyone wants to be acknowledged and accepted for who they are,
Yeah.
and that's the bottom line. And my mustache area is looking real disrespectful. But, so that's when I'm like, yeah, it is important to and that's part of the motto, just be yourself. And so that's what it is people standing up for themselves and refusing to be ignored, which is a good thing, and just saying, "Hey, I'm here, and this is who I am." And so I do love that. And so but even for me, like I said, I had to come to that understanding that I just wanna be seen and recognized. And I on a very low scale, I relate to that being a person of color because, y'all know the history of people of color in this country. Um, and so, yeah, so all of us do want to just be accepted and to be seen and to be heard and to be validated. I do think at some point, at some place, we do validate ourselves, but then there's this thing that I always write, hashtag solidarity. Like
Yeah.
there's things sometimes that, we need to just support each other and, take up someone else's cause and, walk with them and say, I see you, I'm with you. I'm not just an
Yeah.
advocate, I'm an accomplice.
Yes.
And that's me. I'm an accomplice. And so just let me know. Tell it to me in a way that it makes sense, and I'll rock with you. And I do love the alternative community, and that's what I call it. Some people just say it's the queer community. Um, and that's where I want to do my work. And so that event that I worked at, that was an event specifically for, well, it was for everybody, but if you were a queer person, this is definitely for you. And I thoroughly enjoy the community. It's just something about, there's just this overall acceptance. And I think it stems from, okay, if you want to be accepted, you're going to freely accept other people. And I don't know if that's what it is or not, but when I'm in that community, it is just so much fun. Like everybody respects everybody, everybody loves everybody. There's no arguing, there's no bickering. And it's just like everybody just accepting each other for who they are. And I love it. I love it. I absolutely love it.
Yeah, I think there is kind of a, especially in like queer spaces, I think there's kind of a surface level, just kind of letting anybody in and letting anybody kind of play along. And
Mhm.
um, I think certainly as you get into it and drag performers, especially, there's always drama and there's always little squabbles and things. But I think that some of that is just like, I think because so much of the like fighting and ugliness that's on the outside is so high stakes. I mean, there's
Mm,
violence and there's other kinds of things. And so I think
yeah.
sometimes people just want like fun drama. It's very Real Housewives. Like they just want the like dinner parties where you sit around and are shady and like say snarky things. And I think they
Mhm.
want some of that because it's safer. It's a way to kind of have a little bit of drama because when people bring
Mhm.
in drama from outside, it's ugly drama. It's not good. So,
Yeah. Hi, Fans Cat. How are you today?
hello.
I did work snack bar down at Baltimore Playhouse. I think it was Saturday night. Yo, I was in so much pain. That is a busy job. It's busy if it was crowded. Um, an event is a popular one, so I was in a lot of pain. Just stocking, restocking, standing, lifting, bending, stretching. But anyway, this one person, because at the snack bar, people are going to come talk to you because they want snacks. And so I didn't bring my so I'm talking to different people as they're coming up and me being my friendly, goofy self. And so sometimes people will come back like just to talk to me. And so this girl walked up. I'm saying that because to me she looked like she was in her 20s. I don't know. But she came up and she says, "Oh, so and so, like the person she was with, he said he wanted me to give you his card." And I'm like, "Oh, well, let me give you one of mine for him and give you some of my makeup cards." And so So I've been in touch with him, and he was saying he might pop in today, which I'm like, "You don't wear makeup." But anyway, so I sent him the link to my channel and the link to my membership and was like, "Well, please pass along my information, and, if people wanna subscribe, and I recommend them joining." And he did say he would share my information, so we'll see if we get some new
Nice.
people.
Yeah.
So we'll see.
I love that.
Yeah.
I think that's something that it's something that I feel, and a lot of the YouTubers that I watch kind of feel the same thing. Is that like the people that are nearby me don't care about makeup. Like they are not interested. They don't care. They don't want to hear about it. Angie
Mm-mm.
will hear about it enough to film it. Like she'll come here and we'll have a filming day, but she's not like invested. And so like our
Yeah.
makeup community is online. Like our makeup community, so much of it is
Yeah.
like
It
just
really
online, which makes
is.
it harder to network for in-person stuff.
Yeah, yeah, and I'm an hour away from Baltimore Playhouse, but,
Yeah.
um, it is worth it when I get to go work, and someone asked me about something, and I said, "You must not have looked at my page over the last couple months because all that troll play I did, in preparation for that event." And they were like, "Oh, will you do zombie makeup?" I said, "If they want regular zombie makeup, yes." I didn't ask like what that event was called, so I can look it up and see. Um, but I said if they want regular zombie makeup, yes. If they want full on, Walking Dead type stuff, they use prosthetics for that. And I said I don't use prosthetics. And so I told him, feel free to promote me to event host because I am
Yeah.
available to work at their events. And so I'm going to double back with him because he doesn't always follow through quickly, if at all. So, um, and I need to ask him what that event name is. So if I could look up the host, I can always send them a message. And because I worked that big event in May, I can use them as a reference. Yeah.
Yeah.
And they had asked me questions like, they were confirming that there was going to be like no sissification talk or whatever, and I'm thinking I don't even do that. I'm like,
Yeah.
so I did say I should have said earlier. I am also one of the managers at Baltimore Playhouse, and they are strictly non-discriminatory. So saying that says a lot for me to even
Yeah.
work there as part of the management team. But so it does help that I am on the management team because they're like, oh yeah, she works here, she's cool. And so people do see me as a safe person, as a safe space, and that is very, very important. Because sometimes people do just come in to try to derail things, and that's not cool.
Yeah.
But, but I am just excited to be there. Whew.
I had
Yeah.
forgotten how like silky and lovely these shadows are. They're so good.
I'm gonna try and do what you're doing, and I know it's gonna look different. We used the same colors before for a look, and yours was really bold, and mine's was really like subdued. I'm just like, how did she do that with these colors? Like, what
Because
is?
they're almost a little bit sheer. So
Yeah.
I think on your complexion, if you used like a lighter
Oh,
base, I think like if you had some kind of
okay,
like cream color base to put under it, it might help it a
okay,
little bit more. Because they are kind of sheer. Like I can see my skin right through the shadows.
okay.
When I use this palette, it makes me think of like watercolors almost. There's something about it that I
Yes.
know it's just powder, but it goes
Mhm.
on and it just feels like watercolor.
Yeah,
Oh,
and I
they're
do
so
love the
silky.
formula.
Thanks, Grace.
Sweet.
Yeah, I love formula. It's so
And it's
good.
as much as I talk about, when you try to recreate somebody's looks, it's gonna look different because it's complexion and undertone. I did not even consider that, looking at how bold you get the shadows and how they don't look bold on me. So that's like
Yeah,
a
it's
duh
because I'm
moment.
pasty pale.
And I'm like, duh, like, I really didn't think of that.
Oh,
But, I think I might have shook y'all. I apologize.
ooh. John, did you get the sweet tooth? Grace, did you get it? I did get the sweet tooth, and I
Oh.
love it. I love it. And I used Grace's code. I was very excited that I know somebody with a code now because my favorite of their perfumes, I've bought a couple from Ulta, but I really love the stuff like Soda Snob is one of my favorites in the world.
Mhm.
And it's on their secret menu that's only on their website. So you can only get those
Yeah,
on the website. And now I have Grace's code for when I order those. I
yeah.
love Soda Snob. Oh, so
Yeah,
good.
Dawn said she ordered that one. I don't order any of them because,
Yeah, I
I
know we
have
always talk
sensitive
about
sinuses.
perfume.
Hmm?
Oh, we always
I
end up
didn't hear.
talking about perfume.
I don't know, and I have sensitive sinuses. Like, I don't even wear, well, the lotion I use just has a natural scent to it because it has olive oil in it and some other stuff. And so people be like, "Oh, you smell good." I'm like, "Oh, that's probably my lotion." I don't wear any fragrance at all. And people be telling me I smell good. And that's validating for me. I'm like, "See, I don't need to use that stuff." But
That's right.
really it's just me being envious that I can't wear it. And there's all these good smelling things out here. But yeah, so let's see. Dawn ordered it, catch review. But it's not. They said it pairs well with sweet tooth. And that's something I
Oh, I
wouldn't have
get
thought of
it.
doing is pairing fragrances. And then I wonder, like, is that a thing? like a marketing
Oh.
thing, even though I don't think I hear brands saying that. But I wonder sometimes, like, is that just a thing to get people to buy more stuff? Just like how you were saying, Janessa, about a cream base. Okay, get a cream base to use under the shadow, and then get this
Yeah.
to use with that, or like the mascara primer I use, get that, and then get the mascara. Like, is it just a ploy? But it does really
Yeah.
work though. Like all of those things do work. But sometimes I'm like, hmm,
Because that I had when on the old version of my website, when I used to do more makeup reviews, I would sometimes get
mhm,
comments from people where they would be like, "Oh, well, if you have this, you have to buy this, or if you have this, you have to buy this." And I would always
yeah,
just respond and I would say, "If I have to buy something else to use this product, then this product doesn't work."
that part.
Um,
And yeah,
if I like it enough, I've already paid for it, so I will buy that extra thing and I will try that. But that doesn't affect my review. My review is that if I can't use this out the box, then it doesn't work.
right. Yeah. I used to be
Unless it's
annoyed at
something that's specifically sold, like wet liners, like those they say you have to have a mixing medium, but you can use water or you can use
Haze
setting
water.
spray, or you can use whatever.
Yeah.
So like you have to have something else to go with it, but it's not like, oh, here's this thing and I'm going to sell it to you as an individual thing, but I'm going to wait till you have it and it doesn't work and then be like, oh, but you also need this. That's where I'm like,
Yeah, that's rotten. My under eye bags is looking crazy today. Yeah, I used to Mac back in the day, early in my makeup journey, used to get on my nerves because if you would go in and get your face done, excuse me, they would, do the eye primer, do the eyeshadow, do the foundation, spray your face, bronzer, blush, contour, lip liner, lipstick, lip gloss. And I'm like, look, I'll just take the gloss. I'm like, I'm not buying like, oh, like what is this? You have to buy this primer because it goes with this foundation. I'm like, so I can, like you were just saying, I can only use this for just this one other thing. Like, no.
yeah. That's how
And
I
so
feel
I'm
about
like,
skincare lines too. Like if you find a skincare line and it all works for you, I'm happy that that's your journey. Good for you. That's never been
mhm,
my experience. I always find like one product I like and one product that doesn't work and one product that's just okay. And so I love to mix and
yeah.
match.
The pressure of makeup counters. I don't miss that. I don't miss that either. Um, but I do see the appeal. And for me, it comes down to like it's personal because people with thinner lips than me, they do want a lip liner, they overline, they want their lips to look bigger, or more full, I should say.
Yeah.
And putting
Guilty.
on a lipstick, and then you want it shiny, so you put on a gloss. Just get a shiny lipstick. I'm just so I and then sometimes I wonder too, is it just that we want to feel like we're doing stuff? What a fun eye look. Hey, Michelle, did I speak to you earlier? I'm sorry if I didn't see you.
Thanks, Michelle.
When you were just talking about one brand, for skincare, almost all of my nighttime skincare is Drunk Elephant at this point. And they recently had a bundle, and so I ventured out and ordered a bundle which has the moisturizer I like, and it had their jelly cleanser. So I'm like, I'll try that. And I actually do like the jelly cleanser. Not as much as the Murad vitamin C one, but I'm like, this is still a good cleanser. And so that kind of surprised me because I'm like, oh wow, I have like a lot of Drunk Elephant. There are some Drunk Elephant I don't like though. I will say that. But I was surprised I had so much from them. And I have backups from cells and points and like all of that other good stuff.
I've tried some Drunk Elephant and I liked it, but I didn't love it. I'm
Mm,
oily. And so sometimes I have a rough
yeah.
time with finding stuff because it'll be like it'll say for all skin types. They never really mean that, by
No,
the
they
way.
don't.
That
No.
is a lie. And what I've
Yeah.
discovered, and I found this out from I don't know, somebody that I had found on YouTube that I was chatting with, but what I didn't know, a lot of times when a when a skincare company puts that something is for all skin types, what they mean is that that thing will do the thing that it's advertised to do on all skin types. It doesn't mean that it's going to be comfortable on all skin types. So, like vitamin C is
Oh.
brightening, So it'll brighten on any skin type, but that doesn't mean it's not going to feel oily and gross on your skin. Like, it doesn't mean that it's not going to be absolutely disgusting if
Oh.
you're oily. It just means that it will do the thing that it says that it's going to do. And once I figured that out, I was like, oh, okay. And then I was able to shop a lot smarter.
That makes sense because some stuff, even a lot of stuff, well, for me, it's just weird because a lot of things will be, for sensitive skin and it'll irritate my skin. It'll break my skin out. It'll dry my skin out. And I'm like, that's some bullshit because everybody with sensitive skin is not the same. All
Yeah.
skin is not the same. All sensitive skin is not the same. Because people used to tell me, oh, well, so and so I know has sensitive skin and they use such and such. Well, my skin is not their skin. And so sometimes people just don't get it that all sensitive skin is not the same, just like all oily skin isn't the same. All acne prone skin isn't the same. So they make these products and have these claims, but that doesn't mean, like you said, it's not going to make you oily or it's not going to irritate your skin. Or if they say something, I was going to talk about that aquamarine hydrating balm thing Sunday Rowley sent me, but I'm going to let y'all just see the review. I think it airs like January 2nd or something. But yeah, the claims is kind of suspect. There's sensitive skin and then there's sensitive skin. Yeah, I have sensitive skin. Yes, I'm surprised. And some of their stuff I don't like. But if I do like one thing from a brand, I will be curious about other stuff. And so that's what
I
gets me going.
Yeah, I get real curious and I start buying and doing all that. And every
Yeah.
once in a while, I find a couple products from a brand that I really like. But a lot of times, my like hero products are all
Mm,
spread out from different brands.
yeah. I like when
And they keep
brands
getting
do.
discontinued.
Say again, I'm sorry.
I said, and they keep getting discontinued.
I know. I like that one of the things Drunk Elephant did. So they had a bundle of minis. And so I did try that and I really liked it. And that's how I found other stuff I like. And that's how I found out that I did not like their vitamin C serum at all. But the other stuff that was in the little bundle, I did really like. And they have become staples. And when I don't use them, like my skin is like, bitch, where that? So like my skin is really like, so I check for sales when Ulta has the coupons, 20% off. I use points, gift cards, because their stuff is expensive. My neighbor asked me one time, Janessa, she said, can you recommend um, a moisturizer that doesn't cost a lot? I said, no, I can't. And she looked at me. I said, no, really, I can't. I said, my skin is bougie. I said, everything I use on my skin is expensive. And she looked at me like, I said, really, no, I cannot recommend moisturizer that's not expensive. And yeah, I'm like, really, I cannot. And every time I try to use something else, my skin is like, bitch. So I'm like, okay, I hear you. Let me go get the other thing again.
Yeah, I'm hesitant to recommend specific products a lot of times. If I meet somebody who's
Yeah.
oily, I'll tell them some of my favorites.
Yeah.
But I also just tell the people the things I look for. Like, as I've been like trying everything in under the sun. If
Yeah.
it's got the word creme spelled that fancy French way, like CREME,
Yeah,
oily
with
as
that
fuck.
little
It's gonna
thing.
be so oily. Oh, run away, run away. It's
Yeah.
gonna be so oily.
Yeah. So you don't use serums then, it sounds like, because you have oily skin?
I do, but I use them. I've found ones that are a little bit less, that are a little bit lighter that I can wear, or I'll use them just at night because I don't mind if I'm greasy and oily at night, like before I go to bed. But in terms of like day skincare, I will keep it to just the lighter kind of
Mm,
serum.
okay. One of the things that I've heard, and I have done it before, was not washing your face in the morning because you wash it at night. And there's times when, depending on what I use for skincare before I go to bed, I will just put water on my face and my skin will feel like very moisturized, very plump, very hydrated. So then I'll just, pile on my wake up skincare routine. But other stuff I may use, I will still, depending on how my skin feels, I will still wash my face when I wake up. And on that jelly cleanser from Drunk Elephant, they say don't wash your face in the morning because you cleansed it at night. But then I'm thinking that would get nasty, I think, unless you after I would say maybe like 2 or 3 days, I think that would get nasty because our skin has little mites in it, our skin sheds, and if you're a stomach sleeper, side
Yeah.
sleeper, your face is on your pillow. And so how clean is your face when it's all these little, random bacterial things on your pillow? And so I
Yeah,
was
I'm
just
a
like,
sweaty
like, I
sleeper.
don't know.
Ugh.
Mhm.
I sweat so much when I sleep, even when
Oh
even when
gosh.
it's so hot. Like I just am sweaty and my hair gets sweaty. And so I
Mhm.
would rather, if I have to skip one, I would rather wash in the morning and not wash at night.
Mhm.
And
Oh,
then,
we're losing people, Janessa.
uh-oh, don't run away. We're friendly.
Oh, they're gone. Not everybody. They're like, "What are they talking about?" So let me ask you this, Janessa, because I know
Yeah.
you do participate in pride events and things like that, right?
Yes.
So what has been your highlight, like in your career in general? And let us know a little bit about your history, your work history, the Janessa's history. I'll put it that way.
Yeah, so I am very lucky that I was a show director for a bar in Moorhead for I think like 12 years. There used to be a gay bar in Moorhead. They closed down twice. They closed down, then reopened, and then closed down again. And so I
Mm.
got to be their show director. So we got to do lots of really fun shows and themes. We did like a Dirty Disney theme. We did lots of fun, just like decorating, and we really kind of put a lot of effort into jazzing up the bar to kind of make our shows a little bit more special. And so I really love that. Some of the highlights I I got was it last year or the year before? It was the year when all the maybe it might have even been 3 years at this point, but
Excuse
um
me.
I got an award from one of the organizations, and it was the year that we got all the death threats. And so it
Mm.
was when all the drag bands started popping up, and then it got real bad. We were doing a brunch, and so this religious group like latched onto us, and they doxed a whole bunch of the drag performers and put our
Mm.
information online. And so we got like death threats, and the club got or the
What?
hotel where the brunch was got death threats. It was wild times. Like I had to talk to somebody from the FBI at one point. Like it got
What?
weird. And so, and then I
Oh
got
my
this
gosh.
award for not dying, I guess. That's that was my joke, is I was like, well, I didn't die, so they had to give me a plaque. But
Oh my
um
god.
so that was a
That
highlight
sounds
because I really enjoy working with that organization.
How did you get started? Like, how long have you been doing what you do?
Yeah, so I have been doing this. I've officially been doing like shows for, in December it'll be 24 years.
Wow.
Because I started in December of 2001. And
Wow.
before that, before I had a place to perform, I just one of my taglines is that I'm the Paris Hilton of the North Dakota Jet Set. And I came up with that because I used to just like go, and I was a broke college student, and so I would go to
Mhm.
Sears and buy a clearance Mother of the Bride dress, and I would go to Spencer's and buy a $5 tinsel wig, and I would go to house parties, and I
Wow.
would get all dressed up, and I knew all the like artsy punky kids that hung out downtown. If you were in a band or if
Mhm.
you did art, I knew you. And so they would invite me to these parties because I would go and I'd have a few cocktails, and I would just have a good time and laugh and make people laugh and pass out on somebody's couch, and it was just a good time. And then we started doing shows, and so I started working with those, and then quickly became the MC at our home shows, and
Oh,
then started
wow.
working at that bar. And then I had a friend who had gone to the same college I did, and had moved away and came back and moved to Bismarck, which is our capital city. And
Mhm.
they were starting up a little community group, and they were having dances, and he said, would you ever come down and do a drag show? And I was like, sure, I'd come
Cool.
down and do a drag show. And so we did, we started doing drag shows, and I've been doing those for about 15 years. And
Wow.
so just, yeah, traveling around occasionally. I don't travel around as much, but I've been to the Twin Cities and Nebraska and Winnipeg. So I can say I'm international because I went to Winnipeg once.
That is so interesting. Hi, Tanya. I saw you come in.
Hello,
Yes, I
Tanya.
know Dawn and Sarah here. Y'all are some of the bricks in the Crazy Troll Nation. You're part of the foundation. That is so interesting.
Yeah, so it was just fun. I just started playing with it. It really kind of evolved along with I came out my first year of college, and then as I started
Okay.
like researching and learning about queer history and culture, then I was like, well, I want to dabble in that. I want to play with that. And so I just kind of started
Mhm.
experimenting. Hello, Tanya. How's it going? Yeah, so just kind of started playing around with it, and then when the
Mhm.
shows happened, became a little bit more serious about it, and
Mhm.
yeah, and just have been performing ever since.
How was your experience? And you don't have to talk about it because it's very personal. Like, how was your experience, coming out? Like, what was, like, the mental process? And because I know it is hard for a lot of people, and sometimes it I don't wanna say it doesn't turn out well because they do, embrace who they are, even if other people don't, but if you don't mind sharing, because y'all,
Yeah.
we're celebrating Juneteenth and we're also celebrating Pride Month, and so that's why I'm really, like, asking Janessa all these questions. Um
Yeah. I For me, I had a really good experience. Everybody pretty much came on board pretty easily, which for that time I came out the same year as Ellen DeGeneres. It was 97.
Oh,
And
wow.
so really early, there wasn't as much representation on TV. But
Mhm.
I really had to prepare myself for like these people might never talk to you again. And so that was kind
Mm.
of the like mental process of having to say like, if you're gonna come out, if you're gonna tell this, if you're gonna talk about it, you have to be ready that people might not talk to you again. People might cut you off, they
Yeah.
might be done with you. And that was like friends and it was family where I was like, I have to be ready that
Wow.
like anybody could potentially. And I was very lucky, especially for the time that I didn't have that. I had one friend who was kind of weird about it. And
Mhm.
then she was like, well, you can just not talk to me about the gay stuff. And I was like, Hannah, I'm gay all the time. I was like, all of it's the gay stuff. It's like, I'm not going to talk to you
Right.
about my sex life. I was like, we weren't that kind of friends before. We're not going to be that kind of friends now.
Right.
So, like, I'm not going to talk to you about my sex life, but like, I am gay all the time. Like, that's just who I
Yeah.
am.
Yeah. Thank you for sharing that. I know for some people it's a shocker, because they do lose even family support, and they're just like,
Yeah.
you know I know this Indian guy from the community. We met at a munch, and he had messaged me online on FetLife, and he's local-ish. And so I said, "Well, they're having a munch at such and such place." I said, "Why don't you come?" And he was like, "I don't know, because I don't know anybody." And I said, "Well, text me when you get here. I'll come out and get you, and I'll save you a seat, and you can sit with me." And I always sat near the hosts who were really good about, talking to people, introducing everybody to everybody who's new. And so he came and he sat next to me and he had a wonderful time. And so a few times after that, oh, did my thing break? Or is this almost empty? I think this is almost empty. Um, we went out to lunch a few times and he is extremely sexualized. We'll be sitting there and he'll be like, I think that man over there is gay. I think that's his wife, but I think he on the down low. And I'd be like, because I don't look at people and imagine stuff. Or he'll be like, "Oh, I think that waiter has a big dick." And I'm just like, "What?" Like, he was just like, whatever he thought he was saying, and I would just be like, "Okay." Like, he'd be like, "Do you think he has a big dick?" I'm like, I didn't look down, like, I don't know."
Like,
And he
sir,
would
we
do
are at
that
Olive
all
Garden.
he he would do that all the time. He was like, "Oh, blah, blah, blah." And one day he said, "Does it bother you when I say those things?" I said, "Actually, I'm glad that you do because it shows me that we are friends and that you feel comfortable being yourself around me." And he was like,
Yeah.
"Oh, wow, I appreciate that." I said, "I appreciate you." But it was just funny to me because I'm like, I don't look at people and think, oh, he's gay. Oh, he has a big dick, or oh, whatever, whatever. And so I would usually just laugh. But it was refreshing too, because most people won't just be like, oh, I think he's gay. I would fuck him.
Yeah.
And we're at a restaurant. I'm like, he was
Oh, Don, I'm
funny.
sorry to hear about your friend. You should still come to drag shows. You should
Aw.
still. We love when people come and tell stories about people that they knew who used to be performers. That's one thing that I love. That's one of my favorite parts of drag is just the other performers that I get to meet.
Mhm.
And I absolutely love that. And so, yeah, I'm sorry to hear that your friend is not around, but
Yeah.
definitely come see us. We have a good time. And Tanya, happy birthday to your son as well.
Oh, I'm missing comments. Oh, that is sad, Dawn.
Oh. And
Y'all
I
wanna
was
hear
so
happy birthday to your son, Tanya. Tanya used to go to drag shows, and so did Dawn. Yeah. I've only been to one, and I didn't it was my first time, and I didn't even know this person was into that type of thing, so I was really just like, "What the fuck is happening?" It
yeah.
was a drag show at a gay bar, my first one ever, and this person had never spoken to me about any of that, so I was just like, "Where are we going? Like, why? What?" And so I was very much in shock. The performances was amazing. I was just like, "Oh, and the makeup and the costumes." But I was just like, "Why did you bring me here?" And then it was with a bunch of her friends. So I didn't know anybody but her. And I flew to her state to celebrate her finishing cosmetology school. And I should have knew something was wrong with her because nobody in her family spoke to her. So that should have been something. And I don't know why, but
Oh,
I was just like, "Whoa, you could have gave me a heads up or something." But, that was the only one I've ever been to, except when they do some people do performances
yeah.
at the Playhouse, like, just their own little thing, but it's not, like, official. But I'm like, "You coulda told me before I got here." So I was really just shocked, like, "What?"
Well, and
But
that's
that
my
was
connection to Karen Harris.
say
Because Karen
again?
Harris is from Fargo. That's my
Yeah.
connection to Karen Harris is that she's from Fargo, and I keep hoping that when I go down there, I'll run into her somewhere.
Oh.
Because I'm such a fan of her content. But one time she was on, and she's always looked so familiar. And then one time she was on some video. I was watching a video, or it might even have been a live. And she said something about how she one time had gone to a drag show. And I was like, I bet I met her at Jerry's. I bet I was performing and I met her. Because I was like, I think that's why she looks familiar. And so I tried to message, but I think I left a comment because it was probably just a video and then I didn't hear back. But I was like, I think I've actually met her.
Oh, wow. I didn't realize she was from that area. I'm looking here like, "What am I doing?" Um, when I was growing up I'm checking comments real quick. When I was growing up, my mom had a friend, and I was like pre-adolescent, adolescent. She had a friend, his name was Larry, I wanna say. Short, heavy set, chocolate complexion man. And he would do Patti LaBelle impersonations, like at shows and stuff like that. And
Oh,
being young as I was, I never knew like what that meant. And so I do think of him often when I'm watching your videos. I'm like, that's what he did. And him and my mom were like so close as friends. But I mean, they never talked about. He's like, oh yeah, I'm a Patti LaBelle impersonator, and my mom never took us to his shows because we were like underage, we were minors. But I never knew what it meant, and I never asked. I'm like, oh, okay, he does shows, he sings, okay. And then when I got older, I was like, oh,
oh.
oh. But he was well, when she was heavier, so he was like her physique, except he was shorter. And so I could totally, like, imagine him in my mind even then, like, yeah, he would make a good Patti LaBelle impersonator.
Yeah.
But, it's
Well,
been,
there are different kinds of drag. There's different, some people do like impersonations where they do more of like that
mhm,
particular person. And then some people create their own character. And then some people
yeah,
do more like jokey. kind of
Mhm.
character, very cartoony, and some people do more like monster drag with Dragula. Now we're seeing more of that in kind of the
Mhm.
mainstream, and it's really diverse.
Yeah. I love what you do. I mean, because you're Janessa, you do what you do. And it's not just, "Oh, yeah, I just do this on the weekends." Like, this is who you are, and I see that in you, and I'm just so like, "Yes, what am I troll kid?" Because it goes back to just, accepting yourself and, just being who you are, and I just love that, and I'm so glad that I can call you friend and that our paths crossed on these social media
Yeah.
streets.
Yes.
Um, it's very
Yeah. I
enlightening too, because I'm always open to learn, and I do admit there's a lot of stuff I'm just like, "Tell me more, help me understand." And sometimes when I ask people questions, I'm saying, "Please don't let me know if I'm offensive, because 'cause I'm really just asking because 'cause I'm trying to learn." And that can be a fine line for some people, because some people do just ask just to be like, "Blah, blah, 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 blah," trying to argue with you, whatever, but I'm like, "No, I really wanna know, I really wanna,"
yeah.
and I love the community, I really do, but it is, like, so much to learn and to
And I think
remember. The bottom line, though, to me, is just be respectful. Just be respectful
exactly.
and be nice to people, like, it's really that simple.
Yeah, I
But,
mean, I think that as with any other community, I think there are people who have shorter fuses than others.
mhm.
But I think that most people, they can figure out pretty quickly if you're coming from a respectful place or if you're coming from
Yeah.
that ugly place. And if you
Ooh.
are coming from that ugly place, like, be ready because we've heard it all and we will read you to filth. But if you don't,
Yeah,
I think most of us are pretty comfortable with saying, like, I'd rather not answer that question, or we just let it all
yeah,
out there.
yeah. So there's a queer event. Oh, I'm trying to do what you did. So I'm using this yellow, and it is like, like where is it? Oh my god.
The yellow is the toughest. I had to build this up a lot.
Ah, this is not showing up at
Oh,
all. Well, a little bit, but so there was a queer event
thank you.
happening, and I wanted to go, but I know sometimes my face speaks for me. And I was telling someone I'm apprehensive to go because I don't want to be offensive. Because I'm like, I know I'm going to be like trying not to stare. Number one, because of the costumes, the makeup, the performances. And what she said to me is, she said, "You should go." She said, "Trust me, they can tell who's looking from a point of amazement versus who's looking from a point of judgment." And I'm like, she said, "You
Yeah.
should go." And I went and it was so much fun. Oh my gosh. It was so much. So I'm glad that she told me that because I didn't want to walk around looking like, what the fuck?
Yeah.
But my what the fucks are this when someone walks around in like stilettos, right? And I'm like, I love you and I hate you. I love you because you can wear them shoes, and I hate you because I can't. And they always just laugh because I could not wear even kitten heels. And so when I'm seeing people walking around with stilettos and these high heels and forget about it, the skinny people with the slim outfits, I'm like, I hate you and I love you. I love you because you look really great. I hate you because I'm chunky.
Yeah.
And so it's always a lot of laughs because I'm just like, I love you and I hate you at the same time. Cause I can't wear that. I can't walk in those shoes. I ain't showing my belly hanging over. Like, what? So you have green on the other side? Is it
Yes.
this
So we
one? Is it a shimmer?
nope, it's
Your
a
green
matte. So the yellow, green, red are just or the yellow, green, blue are just these right in a row.
yellow, green, blue. Oh, I use this one. Okay, so on this eye, this is yellow also? You
Yep,
got
so I
yellow
did
on both?
yellow on both, and then I blended the yellow on the green side with that one, and I blended the yellow on the orange side with that one.
Okay, I can't remember that. Is that the same yellow you started with on both sides?
Yep, so on both sides I started with the yellow that's in the center of the little rainbow.
Oh, I had used this one, the mustardy one. Okay. Okay.
Yeah.
And this one, the one up top, this shows that's this one. Like it's not there. This one is this one. Oh my gosh. Y'all could tell we didn't plan this. We planned it live, and that was it. That was it.
Yes.
I'm
Oh,
gonna go back
let
to
me
this
see
mustard
here.
one. I
Um,
love going to shows because I was one of the few females there. It was such a vibe. And
that is
I don't even know if there's any here in Delaware. I'm sure there's some in Philadelphia, but I don't even think I don't know. I don't know if there's any.
somewhere in Delaware. I just saw an article today that North Dakota and Wyoming are the only two states with no gay bars.
Oh,
So somewhere there's something happening, but yeah,
huh.
we're one of the two, and Wyoming is where I was born.
What?
So despite that,
Wow.
here I am. I don't know how that happened.
Here you are gracing us with your presence. Anytime it's cold out, I refer to Fargo. That was the coldest I've ever been. We
It
had a
gets
place at
wicked cold.
Tanya called the Rainbow Room, and it was a club, and they had a drag show prior to the club starting. I loved it, as well as the music, dancing, and people. It was just so much freaking fun. My friend, oh, your friend was Larry too. He was what Janessa called a twink. I didn't have a friend in the life just like going there because it was so casual and fun. Yep, and you don't have this. Yep, yep. Everybody was welcome. Yep, yeah. Dawn says we're in Wyoming. She almost
Rock
ended up in.
Springs.
Yeah.
So Rock Springs, I have to laugh because a lot of Wyoming is very beautiful. We moved away when I was 2, so I don't have any memories of it. But I was at a writers conference when I was in college, and there was a writer who was originally from Zimbabwe, and she moved here to the
Oh.
States to write a book. And she moved to Wyoming because it was about the Wyoming oil fields, and it was about somebody who died on the oil patch.
Mhm.
She was doing this whole book about it. And so I went to get my book signed afterwards, and I said, "Oh, it's great. It's interesting that you lived in Wyoming." I said, "I don't really have any memories, but I was born in Wyoming." And she said, "Oh, where?" And I said, "Rock Springs." And she said, "People told me when I was going to move to Wyoming and I was looking for a place, they said if the state of Wyoming is like waking up with a hangover, Rock Springs is like waking up after a 3-day meth binge."
What? Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
Oh, wow. Sounds like a fun place.
Yeah, it has a reputation for being a little bit wild.
Wow.
I have not been back to
Oh,
visit,
goodness.
as you can imagine.
So, for those of you that are here now in the chat, and for those who will be in the replay, like, is there anything that you've done today to celebrate either Juneteenth or Pride Month? I know a few people of color who were just having like little cookouts today. I don't know where they're located, but the weather here, ugh, oof. Well, we're under a lot of warnings, but I really don't even think it's raining where I am right now. But are any of you doing anything to celebrate? And thank you for being here to help Janessa and I celebrate Juneteenth and Pride
Yeah.
Month. And I think I titled this something like, "We're here to remind you to take pride in yourself and to live free." And so that's encompassing both Juneteenth and Pride Month. Is being who you are, loving who you are, knowing that you have value and you have worth. We love me. That was our Palmer Park. That was the place the LBGTQ hung out. Oh, hey, Ab. Thank you for being here. Said we don't need makeup. We're beautiful on the inside.
Oh,
That
thank
is
you.
thank you so much. Those oil drills were fascinating to see. Thank you, Abs. How are you doing today? Thank you for popping in. How are you today? I didn't mean to do orange over here. I'm trying to do what you're doing, but I know the colors are not. So I ended up just putting orange on both, but I see one of yours is green. So we're going to try to put green
Yeah.
over top of the orange over here, which will turn it brown. Duh. Hmm. Yeah,
I'm doing the lips.
I don't even
I'm
know if
doing
there's
the,
any drag shows here in Delaware. This is making it turn brown. You love that 90s look. I always feel so far behind in my makeup when we're doing our lives, but then somehow we always get done at the same time. Oh, this light
Well,
went out.
and usually, yeah, because usually I do all my complexion, and usually the eye look takes me a lot longer. So this time I'm actually a little bit
Hmm.
ahead of things, because it
Yeah.
actually went. That MAC palette is just so easy to use. I just love it.
So what am I doing now? So you have red.
I'm doing the lips before blush, which I almost never do, but I'm very excited
Oh.
because I finally took the product pictures, and so now I'm going to use the Jordan Liberty Blend Bunny Masterclass blush palette because
Oh.
I'm obsessed with it. I'm obsessed. I'm so excited.
Do you have it to show us what it looks like? Well, of
I
course you have it because you're
do.
going to use it, but that was a silly question.
This
I'm
morning.
realizing I'm using all matte shadows, and that is okay.
Oh, Sarah, are you where you're at? Are they having Pride this weekend or like through this week? So there was a parade on Saturday. Where I was at, they
Oh,
didn't have a parade. They had like a vendor event, and then we had our drag show Saturday night. And so I kind of wandered around through the festivities and stuff. But yeah, we
hmm.
didn't have a parade.
Yeah, we didn't either. Not that I'm aware of. Yo, I am so not, I am just so unaware of whatever's happening in Delaware. It is ridiculous. Uh, Somebody asked me, "What are you doing for Juneteenth?" I said, "A video, a live stream with my friend." Oh, there go doing again. Hey.
Yes, Tanya, I am a
Minute.
speed
Okay,
demon
that's
tonight.
weird
I'm
because
super
it
fast.
says Sylvia received your gifted membership, but Sylvia was a member, unless she must have had canceled at some point. But she used to be a member. Oh, well, maybe she'll come back now that she has the gift. Thank you, Dawn, for doing that. Maybe she'll realize she misses us and she'll rejoin us
Yeah.
for membership. What's traveling city called Ferndale? Yeah, this is
Oh, I like this lip.
that is pretty. I like how you do your shape too, your lip line shape. Maybe hers expired or was no, because she was a member for a while. For a while. And I know sometimes that happens because sometimes someone will be gone and then it'll say they rejoined. And so I know, like, because our credit cards have expiration dates on them. And so if it meets that date, I'm not saying that's what it is. I'm just saying sometimes people will be here and not, and then they will like rejoin. Juneteenth parade. I know you was out there. Well, you just said you missed it last Saturday.
I'm an old lady. Dawn, this is L'Oreal's liquid lipstick. It's in the shade First Move. I had to put my glasses on because the
Oh,
print is so tiny. Oh, the Juneteenth
the
parade.
other
Yeah,
side.
I let me tell you, my brain, I know things and forget them constantly. About 3 times I was going to text Dion and tell her that I couldn't make it to her live because I had something going on. The something going on is I'm here in the live. And I was like, oh, I got to tell her that I'm not going to be there on Thursday
I'm
because
not
I have
gonna
other
be there
things.
because I'm gonna be there. Yo,
Oh,
this morning I had trouble falling asleep. I don't know why. And so I was half asleep and like one eye was open, the other eye, my vision was blurry. Like I was really like just about sleep. And then I thought, did I ever send Janessa the link to the live? And so I texted her. She said, no, not yet. And I'm like, fuck. Because you can only get the link as you're scheduling the live. And it's like the third thing to do. And so once it's scheduled, you cannot add a person or get the link. So I told her, I had said, well, when I wake up later, I'll just copy and paste the information into the description box stuff. And so I did just put this one as a placeholder and it just had my face on it so that it would be there for me to just add the information later. And then this was like around 10:30. Oh, that's the blush palette.
yeah. I'm just Vanna Whiting over here.
You are a good one.
Oh,
Oh, that would be good for my kit. I love that color palette. Janessa, that's my essence. That would be good for a kit because you have something for everybody. You have that top row for darker skin tones, mid-tone tan people like me, the middle row, and if they're fair or light, the bottom row. That would be perfect. but
Oh,
I do have enough stuff in my kit already.
so beautiful. I just love it. And then there's the little one with all the shimmery ones. This is the
Oh. Oh, that's
for
from Blend Bunny.
yeah, it's
That's
the new
pretty.
Glen Funny and Jordan Liberty, their little collab brand.
That is pretty. Wow. I'm looking at your eyes. Do you have purple on the corners of both sides?
Yep, so then I used purple on the
Okay.
corner of both, and then I went underneath with pink
Okay.
for the lower lash line.
Alright, so the
I
purple I
can't believe
used
my
over
lashes are huge.
here was this one. It's what I used on this side. So I'll just put that here. What I was thinking and then I woke up, so I went to sleep, it was, like, almost 11 o'clock. I woke up at, like, 12:30, and I'm just like, "Oh my god, I'm so tired." But I got out of the bed, got on my laptop, changed over all the information, and deleted the old live, and then I did a post of what the link was to this one since it was gonna be different from the other one. But I was just like, because I would have been sitting here like, "Why she ain't come in?" And then she would have been texting me, and I wouldn't have seen it because I'm on my phone in the live, and so it was just weird how I'm falling asleep, and I'm like, "Did I send her the link?"
So I think I
Oof,
wanna do orange blush because I wanna use the shimmery orange. I think
that
I'm gonna
is
start with
so
this
pretty.
one, and then go into this one, and then I'll put the orange shimmer one on top.
That's a really pretty palette.
So good. I've been such a blush monster the last couple years. I used to think blush was boring, and I didn't really pay attention to it,
It
and
is
then something
not.
clicked, and all of a sudden I was like, "I have to have all the blush."
And I'm now using not only 2 bronzers, which I've been doing for a long time, but now I'm using 2 blushes and 2 highlighters and 2 finishing powders. So I'm just, like, using all the things. Oh my gosh, and I'm loving it.
Yes, blush is it, Tanya. I love it. It is my favorite. I'm
So we use
such
the same colors, y'all, but look how vibrant Janessa's is, and mine is just like, whatever, girl. Trying to think if I wanna put something, like, under my brow bone. You know what I was thinking too, Janessa? The Creative Art with Heart collab. I was like wondering if I want to use this look for that because it's like minimalism or minimalist or maximist, whatever that. I don't even know if it's a real word.
yeah.
But it was like do whichever you want to do. My interpretation was do minimal or do all the things. And then that is what made me think of our looks today. I'm like, this could be for our Creative Art with Heart collab this week. Is due on Monday.
Yeah, I
Because
was thinking
we're
that I
doing
might
all the
submit it.
things.
Yeah, it's definitely maximalist. I think that it will
Yeah.
definitely work for that.
So I do think Imma
Um,
use this look for that, because then I won't have to do another look also.
Blush can be intimidating, but one thing also that helps a lot is if you feel like you've put too much on, I love to go over with a setting powder and like it
Mhm,
really kind of tames it down. And so, because I often
mhm.
will look at myself and I'll be like, I love blush, but you've gone too far. Like you flew too close to the
Yeah.
sun. So I
Yeah,
will do
setting
that.
powder. Yeah, and that's what I do, what I used to do if I thought I put too much on, is go back with my setting powder to tone it down. Also for me, like dim light, the finishing powder from
Mm,
Hourglass, that dims everything down, and I did put that on top of all the other stuff today. And so whereas Radiant Light is radiance, Luminous Light has, shimmer particles. What's the other one? Mood Light. But Dim Light, it is a matte one. And so that works for me for that. But yeah, if it's too much, yeah, that's the same thing I do, Janessa, just put on more setting powder to
that's so
tone it
pretty.
down.
And Dawn was wondering if I use natural hair brushes. I like natural hair brushes. They're harder to find. Luckily, synthetic brushes have gotten better. I still, especially for eyeshadow, I kind of prefer natural hair, but now like the new Morphe brushes are actually really good. The Singe brushes are really good. Um, I think Rephr is natural hair brushes, but they're so expensive, so
They did
I
come
haven't
out with
gotten into
some
that.
synthetic ones, I think.
Oh, did
Alicia
they?
Archer did a review on them. This was a while ago. Oh, Dawn used up the setting powder. I am almost done with the Fenty one, and I'm so ready to be done with that Fenty one because I want to get back to my fashion fair. So we are that little bit at the bottom, y'all. I do really miss the fashion fair, but I'm determined to finish up this Fenty one.
Look at
Because
this blush.
I know if I open a fashion fair, I'm not going to finish the Fenty. So
I love this blush. It's so good.
that is really pretty. So you use pink for your lower lash line? That's not gonna. What do I want to do here for lower lash line? So yeah, I think we did use all the colors: red, orange, yellow, green, blue, and violet. Well, for the original flag. Now there's. Oh, what am I gonna put lower? I'm gonna put shimmer on the lower,
Well,
but I
and a
don't
little
have
bit
any.
of trivia. I don't know if you know this, but the original flag had 8 colors.
Really?
Yeah,
One,
it had
two,
the
three,
original
four.
6 of the main one, and
What?
then it had hot pink and turquoise. And the reason why they got rid of it is because at that time in the 70s, because it was originally done in 1978, there wasn't enough, like,
Mm.
commercially, the dye for hot pink and turquoise was much harder to get and it was more expensive. So for mass production,
Oh.
they decided to drop those 2 stripes so they could produce more of them more inexpensively.
Oh, okay. Because this one, and it does say common LGBT plus
Yeah.
pride flag that was adopted in '79. That is interesting. You're such a wealth of information. Sometimes when I listen to you, I'm very much reminded that I grew up in the inner city. Because I'm like, I have not experienced or ever even heard of such things that Janessa be saying. And that's another
Well,
thing that I really enjoy about our friendship is because, just the exposure, just learning new things, and it's just fascinating to me. And I think I we was that the other live I talked about? Like, if everybody was the same in my life, that would be boring.
yeah.
And so it's really refreshing.
Yes, Tanya. All of the colors do have a meaning, and I always
Yes.
forget what they are, but
Yeah, I
they're
suggest looking it up, Tanya. Look up pride flag and
yeah.
meaning. And and like Janessa said earlier, there's like over 40 flags now. And I'm just like, I cannot keep up as much as I try. And maybe it's harder for me also because I'm not actually all the way in the community. So I'm just like on the outside. I am an accomplice. But I'm just like, what?
Yeah, it
Because
is just a
last
lot of kinda Googling and self-education, 'cause I mean, nobody was talking about
yeah,
this kind of stuff when I was a kid in North Dakota.
yeah.
It was definitely very secretive and
Yeah, and even when I look stuff up, it is so much information. I forget, like, after I close out the website.
yeah.
It's a lot, and it is very interesting. Um, it is a lot. So I tell people, Google it. Google it. I'm an
Right.
ally, says Tanya. I had to get certified for my former job. Okay. Yeah, each
Mhm.
color means something. And that's why they keep adding on more colors because it's to represent a different ethnicity, a different culture, whatever, whatever. But that's why there's so many because each one is something. And even like when they added like the brown and black, that was for brown and black people. And then it was another color for like Hispanic people. And then there was another color for, something else and then something else. But yeah, they all mean something.
Yeah,
But
so I'm just
it's,
going it
it's
got
a
a little
lot.
bit clowny, so I'm going over it with setting powder just to kinda tamp it down a little. And you can see it
But
just kinda softens it. I love it.
mm. Are you going to use your look today for Thank you, Dawn. She's in a gifted mood again. She gifted another one. This one went to Angela De Silva. That sounds familiar to me. Oh, I do want to say hello to new subscribers. Excuse me, because I do have quite a few. I do have quite a few. Um, and I'm thinking, am I going to have to do my 2K thing quicker than I thought I was going to have to do it? The example of inclusive. Yes, exactly. Yeah, Dawn be I remember this one live stream. I don't know if her and Sandy were like competing or what. But Sandy gifted a couple, and then Dawn gifted one. Sandy gifted another one, and Dawn gifted two. I'm just like, y'all. trying to see who could do the most. I was cracking up though. I loved it though. I was like, wow. And I do know y'all were and still are like trying to grow the Crazy Troll Nation. And I have gotten somewhat in the habit of mentioning membership during videos, or I'll put up, over here somewhere a membership link below. I do too, and I don't. I actually try not to think about it because then I start worrying. This eye is tearing upward. The one thing with when my eyes tear and it's a matte shadow is that it is more noticeable than a shimmer shadow. Because shimmer you can play it off like, okay, that's just the way the light is hitting it that's making it look like that. But with a matte shadow, there is no hiding when it tears upward and starts creasing. So, what eyeliner color am I going to use? Thanks again, Dawn. I really appreciate that.
Oh, look at that shimmer. Oh,
Oh, that reminds me of Fire Opal from
from House
House
Lab.
Lab.
I
Yeah.
love that.
Are you going to submit this look for Creative Art with Heart this week?
I think I am. Yeah.
Yeah, I am too. We should send a collage picture of both of us.
Yeah.
Be like, this is our entries. Oh, goodness. I'm trying to
So
figure out what
cool.
to do with
Also gonna go into that.
out for my lower lash line. I was thinking to put on foo-foo lashes too. I have one pair of foo-foos left. I realized I don't really like the cluster lashes, Janessa, because they're like the same length almost as my regular lashes. And so it's like, what was the point?
Yeah.
Kind of looks the same. Um, this is starting to crease. I'm gonna put a shimmer on top of it. The yellow over here, the orange, whatever shade that is starting to crease. Um, what should I do for upper lash line? I'm thinking two different colors, one on one side and one on the other side. We called that the high train on a live stream. Not sure he'll be live streaming anymore though. His dad is the one that shit two people while live streaming. What do you mean he
Oh,
what do you mean he shit two people?
I think shot two people.
Oh, yeah, y'all know I be cursing. Oh, damn. During a live stream?
Yeah.
What?
Oh, I'm gonna have to look that up because I don't know what you're talking about.
This is something that kind of bothered me, Janessa, and everybody else. Okay, we're celebrating Juneteenth. We're celebrating Pride Month, and look at the state of the United States right now. They're
Yeah.
just like, fuck anybody and everybody that's not a white man, a straight white man. And I'm just like, and as far as people of color, they're deporting even like Hispanic United States citizens because of their skin color. And so I was kind of just like fucked up in my head for a little bit. Like, we're celebrating these things, but I know it is still important to show up and show out. I do know that. But part of me was just like, what the fuck is happening? Like,
Yeah. For me, it's a question of I think it's the comedian Maria Bamford. She says, if for nothing else, if for no other reason, live for spite. And so I'm like, that's what keeps
yeah,
me going, is that those
yeah,
people hate what I'm all about. And so I'm like, let me give you more of it. Let me give you more and more.
yeah. But I was just like,
Oh, Dawn, I'll have to look that up. I'm not sure what that is, but that's
that sounds
wild.
nuts. And since they streamed it, somebody is going to prison. So can't be like, oh, that wasn't me. Yeah, it was you and it's on your
Yeah.
phone. And on the other person's phone, we see your face. So I'm putting shimmer on top of these mats to kind of mask where this one is creasing for my eye tearing upward. I'm trying to channel Janessa's look and it ain't working. It is really colorful though. It's a really nice look. Let me leave that brush out in case I need to do that again.
The,
That is
the eyes
crazy.
turned out pretty good. The blush is questionable. I just keep layering more and it just keeps getting wilder and wilder.
That's because you keep adding more.
I can't stop.
That is funny. Oh my gosh. Thank you, y'all, for being here, and thank you for the thumbs up. right, we're gonna get into upper lash line. Let me pull out my mascara and my mascara base. I'm wondering if I should do the white mascara from Lethal. 'Cause that makes me look like I have foo-foo lashes.
Oh,
You think I should do the white mascara,
that could
Janessa?
be fun. Yeah.
All right, let me grab that one. And I'll put the Esom away, which I love. Past the
Oh,
POA,
no.
but it doesn't irritate my eyes yet, so I still keep using it. All right, so for lower, where's my water? My water's over here.
Oh, Sarah, I'm sorry
Oh,
to
and
hear
also
that.
I was gonna do also I was gonna use your water paints too that you sent me. But that'll be another thing. LOL, I don't like blush shade, so I top another shade. Oh, if you don't like a blush shade, you top another, and it becomes It not really though, 'cause Janessa, she be using sometimes like 5 blushes.
I do love lots of blush.
Yeah, I have one too now, but it doesn't look like it because I do that gradient thing, the same that I do with my bronzers. What am I doing? Upper lash line. Upper lash line. Taking my 2 lethal brushes that are stained beyond all recognition. The bristles were white when I got them, and it's just so weird to me because these are lethal brushes and these are lethal waterliners. Somebody messaged me, a new subscriber, and I did check out her channel, subscribe to her. She was like, "What eyeliner palette was that?" And so I told her, and then she said she commented back she was looking for somebody's code. And so I told her I use garbage, which is Teresa's Dead's code. I don't know who else has a code. So I don't know if she bought it or not, but she was like, "What was that?"
Yeah, that's the code I usually use, is Teresa's.
Yeah. And so, so I'm thinking, what am I thinking? I'm thinking, Janessa, maybe this shade. Well, this light pink over here, and using this bright green over here.
Oh, yeah, that could be fun. Alternating it.
Okay. Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. Because that'll tie the looks together too. And I do wear two-tone lip shades. I mean, liner shade. What am I saying? Two-tone eyeshadow looks out, and that's kind of a way I tie them in is with the liner or the lower lash line, but we did the same for lower lash line. So what did I say? Okay, the yellow for what did I say? The
I
yellow
think you
for
said
this,
pink
the
for the
yellow for
green
this
side
side,
and green for the
and green for that one. Okay, because I was trying
yeah.
to think of like what would actually like show up really nicely.
Hello, Skinny
Oh,
Queen.
skinny queen. I will try not to call you skinny jean today.
Thank you, Sarah. That's one of the it was the L'Oreal lipstick, and then this is one of the Blend Bunny Jordan Liberty glosses. This is hybrid. It's really pretty. It's got a nice shine to it.
Okay, this is nice. I was trying to think of a design to do on my face. I thought about doing a heart, but I don't want to do my entire face. There's a palette that Mayron has, Janessa, and it looks like I think it might be like 8 shades. And they do have some that's 3, but they're all in a row. And what you do is you wet the brush and just swipe it across the whole thing and then just swipe it on the face. And so it comes out like that rainbow look or something like that. And I was like, "Oh, I
Oh,
want that." That would have been perfect for this. And then they had a sale. Now they haven't. No, I think the sale ended because I didn't want to make an impulse buy. And so I didn't get it. And I'm like, there'll be another sale. And I think it was 20% off. Sometimes they have 30% off. And so I thought, I'll wait. But then I was thinking about it again, like, even if I ordered it for today, to use today, it wouldn't have came today. And so I'm like, I don't want to rush and get it and still not have it.
yeah. I haven't done this for a while. I'm out of practice, so hopefully this works out. I was like, I have a little bit of extra time. I'm gonna do my glitter tears. I used to do glitter tears all
Oh.
the time. And so hopefully it works out. I just use a little bit of like the NYX glitter glue and then like a little
Hmm.
tiny teeny brush. And then I kind of paint along the lower lash line and then just kind of drag it down to create little kind of like tear tracks.
Oh.
And then I
I
just
need
lightly
to
brush over it with some loose glitter.
I need to watch what you're doing. So what are you putting on now? The glitter glue?
So this is the glitter glue, yeah, and I just kind of
Oh,
go
okay.
underneath my lash line and then just kind of bring it down and try to track out little tear track.
Working on my accidental swoosh over here. And I have your tool right here next to me. That's cute though. I believe so. Dawn, am I gonna do a bold lip? Oh, and I said the pink for the other side. I messed up, Janessa. Because if I put pink, I didn't want it.
Do a darker pink because then it'll go with the red.
This one up here. Because
Yeah.
I wanted to do a contrast. I meant to do like this over here, but then the yellow would have mixed with those too. And that's probably how I got mixed up in my mind. All right, so the darker pink. Hi, Sarah. Oh, thank you. Janessa and
Hello,
I,
Sarah.
this is excuse me, we collab a few times a year, and I think this is now like our third joint live stream. And so
I think so,
her
yeah.
channel is linked down below. So if you want to check her out, I do recommend that you do check her out. She is very refreshing on these YouTube streets. She is not the typical YouTuber, and that's why I love her so much, because I'm not the typical YouTuber either.
Yeah.
But thank you so much for subscribing. And that's what you would do that's what that look like. Yeah, I keep confusing myself. I could, but I think if I I did layer before when I did an eyeliner, a waterliner. I could have did an ombre liner. Oh, this is cute. Wow. There's this lady at the VA hospital. She is chocolate. And she wears a white wing liner, and I'm just like, "Oh my lord." It just looks so good. It popped like crazy on her complexion. I'm just like, "Damn." And I don't know how she does her wing so straight. Maybe practice, maybe she has a tool, I don't know, but every time I see her, I'm like, "I love your eyeshadow. I tell her, I love your white eyeliner." It just pops like crazy on her complexion, and
I
it looks
love a
so
white or a
pretty.
light eyeliner, and I can never get it to look right on me. I need to practice.
What color did you say?
Like a white or even like a really
Uh,
light pastel or
mm. Yeah, and it looks so pretty on her. I'm just like, "Yeah." Every time I see her, I'm just like, because she's one of the clerks or whatever they call it when I sign in at the mental health clinic for my therapy appointment. And so every other time I go, she's there, and I'm just like, I'm like, "Your eyeliner is amazing." She uses tape, you think? Some people are just that good though, that they can just freehand it. Like, sometimes mines are straight and then sometimes they're not, but hers, y'all, and she doesn't do a long wing, and shorter wings are easier for me too, but it just pops, and I'm just like, "Man."
Dawn, I don't currently have pets. I am a cat person. And I someday, right now I live in a place where I can't have pets. If I could, I would probably have two little kitties. I would have a boy and a girl named Carruthers and Grayson.
Carruthers?
And named after
Carruthers.
two of my favorite actors from Dark Shadows.
Okay.
But right now I cannot.
See how this one has a swoosh, but this one goes straight? I could try to make this side longer, because sometimes if I make it longer, it distracts from the swoosh. Maybe let me try to do that. What color was that? I do like how it turned out though. What color was it? Oh, yellow. There's yellow down here at the bottom. I'm like, I don't even know. I have 4
Well,
cat. Oh my gosh, 4 to 6 cat. But those are the outdoor ones. Yeah. And I remember when you started feeding them or whatever, and then this is when you were doing videos, and then you did a video talking about them cats is in my pocket, blah blah blah. And I said, yeah, you feed them once, they yours. And I remember too, Tanya, when it was affecting your allergies, you're like, I'm allergic to them cats, because you were saying a couple of them were so bold that they started rubbing up on your leg. Yeah, those are your cats now. A dude I know here in Delaware, he says he has an outdoor cat, and it's a stray that he always feeds, and so it always comes around, and so he puts out a dish of food. So that's like really his cat, but it's just well, he calls it his cat, but it's really just an outdoor cat that always comes because he always puts out food for it. And even if he goes away, he'll have a friend of his come over to put food out for the for the cat. Like, he's just like, I don't think I asked
Yeah,
him
we
if
have
he
a
had,
neighborhood cat.
yeah, I don't think I asked him if he named it or not. I'm going further. Now it does look straight, but I had to go way out here though. Yes, we see you, your eye, Janessa.
So
That
there's
is
a
pretty. Oh,
so
see,
these
now I wanna
turned
do
out.
that, but I do wanna use that palette you sent me. So now it looks straight because I made it so long. Okay, we're gonna leave that like that. Go back to the
Yeah.
pink one. What pink did I use? The light pink?
Yeah, my liner goes all over the place. I I
Oh,
try. I try. Because I
I
like
don't
a
even
kind of thick, pointy wing, but the more I try to make it even, then it just gets huge.
yeah. I have too much water on here.
So we got the glitter tears. They turned out mostly how I like them to turn out, so that's good. I had a different texture of glitter, so it's a little bit less glittery than I usually would like, but I like the way it kind of goes over that orange blush.
I like my wings. And I like that I see some shadow underneath for my lower lash line.
Yeah,
All right, let me put this away. So I'm done with the liner. Trying to figure out
thank
the
you,
face
Tanya.
thing.
I love doing glitter tears. I just haven't done it for a while. I need to do it more often.
I haven't done them at all. I need to be like you when I get all grown up, Janessa. You be doing a lot of fun stuff. Oh. All right, so we're going to get into whew, this water activated palette that Janessa sent me that I have not used yet. This one. And I'm trying to think of what to do because I don't want it to look cheesy. Um, so I'm thinking what I was initially thinking, Janessa, was I don't need that. I was thinking to do like a semi kind of rainbow. I envy people that can do straight liner because mine be like, whoop. Janessa has sent this to me with this other stuff, Skinny Queen, and it has numbers on
Oh, yeah.
here. It says face and nose contour edge, but I did use it once for eyeliner, and it came out. It came out really good. So where did you find this from, Janessa? In case
I
Skinny
got that
Queen wants
on
to get it.
Amazon and it was like $4. It was really cheap.
Okay.
On Amazon. I think I just searched makeup tools and I was just searching through what they had.
Oh, this
And
is
that came
cool.
across
Because
that.
this part says face and nose contour, but up here it says eyeliner edge up here. Yeah, so this worked really well for that. And I keep forgetting to use it, even though it's right here, so I won't forget to use it. So I'm trying to think of what to do because I kind of want to do a half rainbow, Janessa, and thinking like put like maybe like a whatever color here and then skip the eye and put it here and then the next color here, skip the eye and come here. Like, how do you think that would look? Because I don't want to look
Oh,
weird.
yeah.
I fear that would poke my eye out with that thing. It took me a while because it is very pointy. But what I did was I put this edge right against my tear duct. And because I put it right at the edge of my tear duct, that helped me know where to put it over here. And the wings were straight. But it was nice. So I do have, I don't think I'm gonna use these because this palette is for me. And so I can double dip. And actually I'll just use the water I was using for the water liner. I was ready, Janessa. I had a thing of water. I had them 3 little containers.
Yeah.
I had the palette out, but I'm like, this is for me. I could just use it. I don't need to not double dip. Oh, don't fall. I got stuff stacked up over here.
All
All
right.
right, it's there. And
I'm
so
going to
hopefully
sneak
this
away off
turns out
camera for a
nice.
minute and I'm going to put on some drag and then I will be right back.
Okay. Alrighty, so maybe I think I might need that other water since I am going to be using more shadow. So I'm going to use this, and I'm going to bring out 2 of these. I did bring out 3. My kitchen's right there, so I'm just grabbing off the counter. So we're going to put a little bit of water in here to dip the brush into, and hopefully I won't knock that over. And I'm gonna bring this here just in case I need to tap it. This is where I tapped the pink because it was too much water in it. And so where's this going? Let's put that there. Take out some brushes. So if we use the flag colors from 1979, there is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 shades. So let me see how many more clean ones of these I have. Oh, I only got 5 clean ones because I used 2, 1 for concealer and 1 for the eye primer. So, but you know what? We can just always clean them off because when you dip a brush that has water paint on it into clean water, it will clean the brush. And so I put a little bit in here. So this is the one we're going to use to wet the brush to use the paint, and this is the one we're going to use to clean the brush. And hopefully I don't drop this. So red, orange, yellow, green, blue, and violet are the colors from the flag adopted in 1979. Pizzazz. Yeah, those tears were nice. I need to take some tips. Do a butterfly. I'm not good at freehanding it. The butterflies you saw that I did at the event, that was with a stencil. That was with a stencil. I forgot. Yeah, that thing is really sharp. So let's go with the red. So I tap the brush in the water, then I'm tapping the brush on my cloth. Oh, that's bright. Let me hold this up. Actually, I think this is a hot pink. This is red. You know what? These are the colors: red, orange, yellow, green, blue, and then violet, which would be that one. I'm sorry, y'all. So the adopted flag is red, orange, yellow, green, blue, and then violet. So that's what I should have did. So I'm gonna clean this brush off. I just noticed that. I'm gonna have to remember to say that when yeah, well, the stencils come in handy because it makes everything look really perfect. Because I'm not good enough to do like detail stuff like that. This is not coming out of the brush. I just wet it. What? All right, we're still going to use this brush for the red. It looked really nice though. I showed the looks in the video and I'm like, these are some of the looks that I did and they are on my website. I am working every other day, 2 to 5 hours on my website. It's a lot of work, y'all. My goal is to have it fully done by mid-October because the last week of September is my first official anniversary of Makeup by Dion Luvs. But I gave myself a little wiggle room. So my goal is October 15th to have the website fully done. Janessa, I went into the pink by mistake, and so I
Oh,
cleaned it off. But what I realized was when I'm looking at what the colors were for the adopted flag, they're right here. Red, orange, yellow, green, blue, and then violet, but we would have to come down here for the violet.
oh.
So I'm like, they started out with the pride flag.
Yeah.
I was like, oh. I was like, okay. So I cleaned off the brush from that hot pink. And that helps me because y'all know I have trouble identifying colors. I love a redhead. I know Janessa
Thank you.
she be confusing me because this one live, she left and came back. I'm like, and then she left and came back again. I'm like, did you change your dress? And then she left
Yeah.
again, came back with a different wig and a different. I'm just like, you changed like 3 or 4 times. And I'm just like, am I tripping here? I forgot to do mascara. And I do have it
Every
in
time I
front of
come
me.
back, it's a little bit different.
I was like, did you? Because I was confused. I was like, am I seeing things? Because I know I be having my moments. And so we wet the brush again and we're going into the red. This would be interesting to see how it shows up because I know how the Mayron performs. But we'll see. It did not come easily out of the brush like the Mayron does. I was surprised that pink didn't come all the way out. So am I just going to do like a Your
Yeah,
hairlines are so natural.
I think the stripes are fun. I think that could be cool.
But I'm thinking of
Um,
like an arch because if I try to go straight, what if it ain't straight?
that's true.
And then I was thinking of just doing my cheek, but I do think like if I do here, skip the eye, come down, I think that'll be
Um,
something different.
if it's not straight, this is for pride.
So it does have to have a curve. Thank you, Sarah. I'm so glad I got them. I really am. And believe it or not, yeah, it is a pride look. Skinny queen.
Oh,
Um, I use my MAC paint pot in Black Mirror as a liner, and then recently I used it down is a brown, the brown fluid line for a liner, and I'm just like, when have I? I haven't used those in so long for liner.
thank you,
Okay.
Tanya. Let me tell you, it was hard to get me to convert over to lace front wigs. I was very resistant. I loved a hard front with a bang. And now that I've switched over, I'm like, I could never go back. I love the hairlines on these. It's so good because you can get so much more volume when you don't have to have hair coming down. It can all just go up. I love it. And I left my nails on the other side of the room, so I'll be
Ooh,
right back. Oh, I love that.
me too. Thank you.
That's
I am
cute.
a brush short though,
I
unless I
love
can
it.
kind of wipe this off and then I'm gonna try and use the other side for the orange. Then let it be good. Yeah. I mean, what was that movie? I think it wasn't Barbershop. It was the one with Queen Latifah. So it was like the female shop of beauty shop. It was beauty. Sorry for poking on the eye. Beauty shop. And they thought that this one guy was gay that she hired to work in the shop. And so, and Alicia Silverspoon was in it. Silverstone, I forget her name. It was Alicia something, and she was white. And so when they were all at the club, all the employees were at the club. He asked the white chick to dance, and because they thought he was gay, they were like. And one lady was like, "Yeah, he gay, all right. He happier than hell out there."
Uh,
Because the black women were mad. They were like, "How? What? You gonna dance with the white chick?" They thought he was gay, and they would make fun of him. And nope, he was straight. Yep, she was like, "He happier than hell." The one that played, she was in the family that prays. The black lady, the mom, she was the one that was like, she
oh,
worked in the
Alfre
shop too.
Woodard.
Yes, yes, and I always forget
I
her
love
name. Yeah,
her.
Alfre Woodard. She was like, "He happier than hell, all right. He gay."
I love Beauty Shop. That's one of my favorites. I
Yeah.
absolutely love that.
That
Oh,
scene where the bald headed girl wanted him to braid her hair, and the other chick was like,
yeah.
"You ain't got no hair." And he was like, "I'm gonna do this one because I'm still trying to figure out the." She was like, "Okay," because they just wanted him to do their hair because he was fine. He was a fine black man, though. All right, so let's. This is a different texture than the Mayron. Oh, gee, I got a big patch. I think it's too much water in here. Oh shit.
Uh-oh.
Oh shit. Let me wipe this brush off. Yeah, that just left a huge hole.
Oh no.
Yeah, so I'm wiping it on here, trying to get some of the. Damn it. And what happens too from just using the Mayron so much, you get used to, well, me, I get used to, oh shit, um, a certain texture. Try and get this water off of here. Okay, get that dry. Hopefully I can get this to work.
Hmm.
Let me try a different brush, a clean one. Yeah, this
And
is,
I must have gotten confused when I was putting because I swear I thought I had ordered you a cream palette. And so I didn't even order the right thing anyway.
oh, and
Because I was
probably for the stencils, because I remember you saying they would work better with cream. They work really well with Inglot, but the Inglot won't come out of them. So if once I use a stencil, I gotta throw it away.
yeah, that's why I thought it was a cream because I was like, well, then you can try it and
Mhm.
you don't have to buy something. And then if you don't like it, you didn't spend any money.
Mhm. But this is good for me to use to practice because the Mayron is in my pro kit. So this is good for me to
Yeah.
practice with colors and shapes and whatever else. Um, and then just all right. So I left this with just I did use the lipstick applicator to clean it out. And so we're gonna put because I think it might have been too wet. This guy had on a shirt at the playhouse that said, "Crying also means you're getting wet," or something is said. I forget exactly what it's or crying is a form of getting wet or something. I was like, "I love that shirt." And he said, "Me too." And he said he was glad that he thought of it. I'm like, "You thought of that?" He was like, "Yeah." And then he had t-shirts made with it. I was just like, "Wow." And I thought I said, "Yeah, that is true because that is what." Yeah, this just had too much water in it, so that's why it just made that patch. I liked
Rainbow.
it.
Coming
Yeah.
along. Love it.
Mm, okay. So I just need to make sure I'm not using too much water. And each shade, I'm gonna go further like a rainbow. Like this is past the red, this is past the red. So each color is gonna go a little bit further, as long as I
Yeah.
have space for it. And then we're gonna do the yellow, a little bit of water. Yeah, this one needs a lot less water. I don't think I'm gonna be able to get all of these colors up here.
I don't understand why the people who make nails cannot just put the two of the same size in one little thing so that they're together, and why they can't be in order so that you could just pick them out.
Yeah.
I spend more time trying to match up nails than anything else.
Thank you, Tanya. And it's pulling in the mirror over here. It's looking green, like an olivey. Maybe I'll
Oh,
do the other colors over here because there's 3 more colors, and I'm not gonna because of how thick this brush is. So this will be the 4th color. And I guess I could do the 5th over here, but then the 6th would be in my hairline. We could do that. What do you think, Janessa? Do the other 3 here or just cram them in? Because one will be along my hairline, which is not a problem. I do like the
I like
idea of
it.
it all being on one side.
Yeah, I like it on one side, and I like the asymmetrical. I think that can be really fun.
Yeah. I like this. Yeah, 'cause I was like, I have not. So this is a celebration of you, Janessa. You got me this, and I'm finally using it for one of our collabs for Juneteenth and Pride Month. I'm like, this will be perfect.
I love it.
This will be perfect. If I use smaller brushes, I could have used my Esom V27 brushes. I do have some of these in my kit that stay in there. This is fun. I just love painting my face. Hmm. So true. Oh,
I
somebody told you like
also,
Alfred? You know, now that I think about Tanya, you kinda do. Yeah, that braider was funny. He was like, "Imma do her first because 'cause I'm still kinda."
still trying to figure you
I
out.
was like,
Yeah.
"Oh my gosh." That was funny. And when they broke into Jorge's shop, he
Yeah.
was like, "Oh my gosh." Oh, you know what? I can bring the green all the way over since it's not over my eyeshadow.
Yeah.
Ooh, I'm a rainbow. This is gonna go on the website, Janessa.
Yeah, I love it.
And Imma post it on FetLife too. See, now I'm wishing Juneteenth had a flag, because I coulda put that on the other side.
There is
Alright.
the flag. I don't know the background behind it, but there's the flag that's red, black, and green,
There is, you're
which I
right.
don't think, which isn't specifically Juneteenth, but
Yeah, you're right. Because I was looking up Juneteenth memes because I was gonna post one, and I'm like, "These kinda like, uh" Imma try and use the other side of that brush for the blue and then use the last clean one for the purple. This eye is starting to tear again. Why? I'll just put more shimmer shadow on it like I did before. Okay.
I also hate that
Ooh.
with nails when they're like an asymmetrical where they're all different colors. The different
Mhm.
colors are always little nails, and so then most of my big old fingers. Oh, you can go. Let's see. How do
Excuse
we?
me. Hi, how are you? Okay. Oh, I was slow seeing that one.
Yeah, I already. Oh, I removed the comment. How do I? Okay, here we go. Hide user. Goodbye, Osner, or whatever you are.
What
Gone.
say?
Oh well,
All
he's
I
saying.
saw was like his hello.
Oh, well, he said freaks was the first one. And then there was
Um,
something the other one I started to see it and it said something that sounded bad. So I was like, you can just
um,
go.
takes one to know one.
Yeah.
He in the closet or she, whoever that was. Don't be mad at us because we proud of who we are. You can be proud of who you are too. They say that sometimes at events. They'll be like, let your freak flag fly. But that's
Yes.
such a tongue twister to me that I seldom say it. I'm surprised I said it that time when I was stuttering or stammering. Let your freak flag fly. I really like this, and I'm liking these too. The learning curve
Yeah.
was a lot less than it was for Mayron, because Mayron, you do need more water. This one, you need less. Wet the brush, tap it off, and then swipe it in,
Yeah.
which will make this great for my kit because it is a little bit easier. But Mayron has the bigger pins, which I like, especially if I'm doing a wide area on the face. So now we're gonna use the violet one. This is gonna be in my hairline, so hopefully it'll come out okay. Yeah, this is you almost have to use it almost dry with the brush, tap it off, and then wipe the
Hello,
brush
Emma.
and the paint. Hmm.
I said hello, Emma.
Oh, let me see. Hey, Emma. I was trying to make sure I was doing a straight line.
Yeah.
Yeah, because I can't really see the side of my face.
Yeah, when I get to fussy things like nails that I'm so like trying to make sure that I'm doing them right, then I forget to look back at the screen.
Yeah. This is a nice palette, Janessa. Thank you so much for sending me this.
Good. I'm glad it's working out.
It's working out really well. Like, seriously. And the learning curve was short, was quick. I hope it's as easy to get this out the brushes as the Mayron is. Because if not, I'll be ordering more brushes. These are Real Techniques brushes. And they had a sale or something or a coupon or something, and that's when I had bought a bunch for my kit and extra for me when I found out that I like them for concealer and for blending out eye primer and putting on Paint Pot as a shadow base. I like this. Seems to be a gap between the blue and the purple. Like, it's hard for me to see the side of my head. Okay, I think I got it. There's a spot like right here. Damn it. I think I'm gonna just leave it like that. There's a spot back here I can't quite get to because I only see it when I look. I think I got it. I only see it when I look here. When I look in the mirror over here, like I can't really see. Ooh, my eyes are I strained my eyes trying to look that far down. All right, so I'm gonna do the
Mhm.
mascara before I forget again. I am gonna have to add more eyeshadow because this is tearing upward and it's gonna break it apart. And then I'll
Yeah.
think of a lip. Or
Sarah,
do I wanna do stripes on the lip? Hmm,
hmm,
I
I
don't
think a
know.
glitter topper, something like a solid color and then glitter is fun.
A solid lip color and then glitter.
So Sarah, I'm a big fan of the Kiss glues. The max speed is still pretty good. I don't know. They did something ever since they've added this PowerFlex branding onto their glues. They're not as good. They don't hold as well. I don't know what it is that they changed because I used to love their regular glue. And yeah, it's just kind of a disappointment, but the max speed one still seems to be pretty good.
I was thinking that too, Skinny Jean. Because I'm thinking too, like if I did different color stripes, I mean, even though this is the maximum look, I think that might be a little too much, especially because it'll take away, I think, from the rainbow on my face. You know what I mean? Yeah, these are going to be really good submissions, Janessa.
Yeah, I think this will be good. We are definitely
That's
maximalist. That is
Now, if
definitely.
I had that palette and it's about this wide, so you swipe the brush across and it automatically does this because those are the shades in the palette. So it's just one swipe.
Oh, okay.
And I do think I want to get those, but part of me is like, girl, you already have like so much stuff in your kit. Like, do you really want that? And so part of me is like just saying, just wait to see like how much of what I actually use. And so when it is time to repurchase stuff, as stuff goes bad, purchase whatever I
Yeah.
use the most. Because I have a lot of stuff in my kit. Well, kits, because I have 2, and I have that Mac bag full of stuff I carry.
Yeah, I was going to show you. I got a couple of the Glisten just launched a whole bunch of Pride liners, of the
Ooh.
wet liners, and they did a little box. If you ordered 4 of them, you got this little box.
Ooh.
And so I got,
It
so they're
wouldn't
those
take away
kind of
from being
cakes where they're
glistening.
the different colors.
Ah, and that's what them palettes look like. Ooh. That's pretty.
Yeah, so I got the transgender flag, the non-binary flag, the lesbian flag, and the gay male flag. I thought these were good because I
Ooh.
thought if I wanted to use individual colors, I've got pretty much a whole rainbow with these. And then I
Yeah.
can also do the
Yeah.
flag colors if I want.
That's nice. I did the bottom over there. Freaking bottle was hard to get the pot out. Okay. Okay, skinny queen.
Yeah, I love an ombre lip as well.
Oh, it's reconnected. Oh shit. I don't know how long we were on here, but it said reconnected, and the time on my end has started from 0.
Oh, mine says 1 hour and 52 minutes.
Wow.
We're getting close to our 2-hour time.
Yeah, on my end, yeah. So I think it's like, okay, y'all need to go. I'm glad that the weather didn't affect the connection. Oh shit, it did it again.
Oh, I'm back. Am I back?
Oh, can y'all hear me? Oh, that's the echo thing again that it did before, and it was annoying.
I could hear you, but at first you were like frozen. But now I can hear you.
Oh,
Okay.
now I can barely hear you. This is what happened before. Yours went really low, and mine I hear an echo. Yeah. All right, so you're gonna do most of the talking, Janessa, because this echo is annoying.
Yeah. Yeah, so I'm
Dang.
just about done with the
Time went by
nails.
fast. We've been here for 2 hours.
Just about.
All right, so the lip. What am I doing for the lip?
I agree with Skinny Queen. I think do an ombre lip. I think do
What colors?
Um, I think purple is always a good choice for a pride look. I think there's a lot
Purple,
of
I can barely hear you. Oh my gosh. Where is my purple? I have this one. So just this by itself or an ombre?
I would ombre that with maybe like a blue. tap a little blue into the middle.
I don't have a blue.
Oh, yes, 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 yes.
Or
No, the hot pink.
I did this before. It kind of blended in.
Hot pink.
This is Mystic Purple. This is hot pink.
Yep, hot pink.
Okay. I hate that echo. So you're gonna have to talk, Janessa.
Okay, let me just goop up my lips. I've been all into goopy lips lately. I am all about it. Yeah, so here is the look. This look is finished. We even got some nails on. And so this is what I mean, where they have some that are green and some that are yellow, but it's always the little nails. So then all of my big nails are pink. And then I've just got 2 at the end, which I guess is fine. But sometimes I want more of a mix. I want it mixed throughout. So, yeah, so there's the nails. We got a little glam, geek, and gore, since I'm North Dakota's trash queen of glam, geek, and gore. My little necklace on. Yeah, so Dion, as I'm about to ask you questions when you're like, I can't talk because there's an echo. Do you have any Juneteenth traditions that you
Do I have any June?
Any Juneteenth traditions that you do?
No. Sadly, I don't.
Well, now we have a new one where we can do rainbow looks for Pride and Juneteenth. We can start a new tradition. Or not. I don't think she can hear me. Oh. I also haven't seen any comments come in since we reset. Are people still here?
Yeah, I'm seeing comments. Tanya said you did those nails quick. Sarah says gorgeous ladies. The one says this can be a new tradition.
Yes, I love that.
The one says still here.
What's that? Oh.
So this is the lip.
I like it.
Ooh. I really like this look.
We are definitely maximalist. I love it.
And we're celebrating. I'm putting some more of that shimmer up here. For this side to camouflage where it creased from my lid tearing upward. Well, my eyes tearing upward. I hesitate when I talk to give the echo time to stop.
Oh, I think I got it. Okay, I got the comments to restart. So I'm down here. Thank you, Sarah. Thank you, Dawn. Thank you. Skinny Queen, you're still here. Yay. We love that. So perfect. All right, so now I've got chats again. Hello.
Both beautiful and unique.
Hello, new person. I don't have my glasses on, and that font, I have no idea what it says, but welcome.
Yeah, it's not English. I don't know what it says either. All right. Well, I'm gonna be done talking. This echo is annoying.
I think we're done. I think we are ready to go. I think we've got all our gorgeousness ready.
Oh, it's Arabic, but I still don't know what it says. The skinny queen. Okay. Well, hello, person. I don't know how to pronounce your name, but thank you for being here. Okay. All right. Well, I think we're done.
Yeah, I think we are good. These are the looks.
Hope everyone had a great day. So I'm gonna let you do the outro, Janessa, because the echo is annoying.
Yes, so we'll do, yeah, because you have more of a standard intro, and then I have my my outro. So let's yeah, thanks everybody for coming. Don't forget to leave us comments down in the chat to tell us what you think of these looks, what you think of our celebration of Pride and Juneteenth. While you are down there, don't forget to give us that thumbs up to tell us that you appreciated the video. Or if you think that we are just clowns, if you agree with that one we had to block earlier who think we're freaks, then you know what? Go ahead and give us that thumbs down. It is all engagement. The algorithm isn't a picky bitch, and neither are we. While you're down there, also don't forget to hit that subscribe button and then head over to my channel and hit that subscribe button and hit the bell so you'll be notified of all future uploads. I try to upload at least once a week, and Dion uploads a lot of content that is all fantastic and has live streams twice a week. So you'll be notified of all of those uploads. And if you'd like to chat, banter, or commiserate between uploads, you can always find the social media link down in the description box below. And on my channel, you'll get a link to my website. And also down below here, you'll get a link to my website, The World of Champagne, at janessajay.com. Thank you so much for watching. We love and appreciate all of you. And thank you for coming on this little Pride Juneteenth makeup journey with us. And until we see you again, bye.
Thanks, everybody. Good night. And thank you, Janessa. We'll be chatting later.
Yes.
Bye.
Bye-bye.